let's call this season what it is, a major, massive disappointment. Now, a lot of us could be accused of being guilty of overrating this team, overrating its roster, overrating some of the individual players. I'll raise my hand. I'll take that. I'm guilty of it. But if I would have said to anybody, if I would have said into this microphone 4 months ago, 5 months ago, if I would have had a conversation with anybody who cares even remotely about Bearcat basketball back in October, and if I would have said the Bearcats will not only not make the NCAA tournament, they won't even really come close. Like, we're not going to wake up on Selection Sunday thinking maybe they've got a chance. They're not going to be team number 69. They're going to be closer to team 80 than team 69. Like, we're not going to be discussing how they got snubbed on Monday. We're not even really going to be talking about them, is my guess. If I would have said in October, UC is going to finish with 13 regular season league losses and not even come close to the NCAA tournament, I would have been screamed at. I don't know of a Bearcat fan that didn't view this team as having bona fide potential to make the NCAA tournament. So the fact that they haven't come close is a massive disappointment. This was a team that at one point this year was ranked as high as 14th in the country. Polls get it wrong all the time. There's all sorts of teams that have been ranked high in polls in November and December and don't come close to making the big dance in March. But still, this is a major disappointment. Advanced metrics like this team early in the season. By the way, it was a season where they weren't decimated by injury. Would have been nice to have Tyler McKinley. Maybe Seamus Lukosius' shoulder bothered him toward the end of the season. They were mostly intact. And so that disappointment looms over next season. Now, your guess is as good as mine as to what the roster is going to look like. I have no idea. I have no idea how many of these players will stay. I have no idea how many of these players the coaches want to stay. I'm not even sure I know what the composition of the coaching staff is going to be. I don't know who they go get from outside. I don't know. What I do know is this. There is rampant and loud fan distrust and impatience as it relates to this basketball program. And that's not going to change come November. That's not going to come close to changing come November. And so Wes Miller has a hell of a task on his hand. He's got to, for whatever players come back, he's got to help them individually get better. He's got to fix the roster as a whole. He's got to build a team that can accomplish what neither of his previous 4 teams have accomplished, and that's just get to the NCAA tournament. He's got to have a team next year that's capable of beating non-NCAA tournament teams and more looks the part against upper-crust Big 12 teams. And he's got to do this, I think, under the cloud of a mandate to get to the tournament next year. Because if he doesn't, I'm not so sure that the comments from John Cunningham we read last week are going to be copied and pasted next year.